Hi guys, I'm Annabelle and welcome back to Meeple Village. And I say back because today we are going back to Hoth. Been there already, we already did a full run through of the first part of the Hoth campaign. Today we're going for round 2. Join me at the table and let's play Star Wars Imperial Assault. Well guys, I have the game as set up as I possibly can because if you've seen our run through before, you know that this game is run by an app, and the app is going to tell us what is going to be the setup as far as the map and everything else. But for now, all I have are my 2 characters, which are coming back from the last adventure. If you did not see that adventure and you'd like to catch up on what happened to these 2 guys or the previous adventure, I'm gonna add a link over there so you can go check that out. And but now, after that first adventure, we were able to gain some XP, and with that, uh, I was able to get these guys some new class cards from their decks, and their first class cards actually from their decks. So both of them have a special ability. I had 2 to choose from. I chose the one that I think will be a bit more beneficial. Mostly, I like to take cards that are on the offensive. I know for Fen, he had a card that dealt with more movement points, but I don't think moving around the map is a big deal in this game, and he is a range attacker, so he doesn't need to be really close. And for Shyla, I picked something that will help her deal more damage. Now, I also bought some equipment. Shyla has a new vibro knife, and of course I'll show it to you when we use it, which I'm sure we will, because she's going to have to attack at some point. I think that's all I got. Fen has the same weapon that he had last time. There were a few weapons that I could purchase, but they roll worse die. They were rolling blue and yellow or green and yellow, I don't remember. And yellow is not such a great die, so in this game, I believe so. Also, I got my tokens here. I got damage and I got strain tokens because I'm sure we're going to use those. I got the app already here, so let's go ahead, load the game, and get started. All right, so here's where we're at. Hoth is our only possible destination. Let me show you real quick. If I click on the rebel sign down here, it tells me what abilities I picked. For him, I picked Take Cover, and that's his weapon of choice right now. And then an all-out attack for Shyla, and that's her starting weapon, but of course we bought a new weapon. We can see that over here where the soldier with the backpack is. It tells us what our current equipment is. I got a vibro knife. I got to extend the shaft, but then I noticed that the vibro knife cannot be upgraded because the way it works, I'll show you in a minute. Also, we have an environmental suit, which I gave to Shyla because it alleviates a little bit of damage. You can use it to heal. And since she is a melee attacker, I feel like she's going to be more at risk of getting hurt. And then let me show you how upgrades work in this game, and then we can get started. So here is Fen's weapon. He's a ranged weapon. And down here on the bottom, you see this blue triangle. That's an upgrade symbol. That means that this particular weapon can take 1 upgrade. If there were more blue triangles, the weapon can take more than 1 upgrade. So he can upgrade his weapon. However, the vibro knife does not have that orange, or it would be orange triangle because this is an orange melee weapon. It doesn't have it. So after I bought the upgrade, I was like, oh, now I can't use it. I think I could have used it on her original weapon, but I think this weapon with the 2 rolling the 2 green and pierce and bleed and all of that is going to become very helpful during this adventure. Let's check it out. So that's pretty much set up. Let's go play. So in order to start, we're going to click on the only possible place that we can go, which is Hoth. Let's see. This icy outer rim planet was the site of the decisive Imperial Assault on the Alliance Echo Base. And we only have 1 briefing to pick from, so we're going to go in the trenches. And here's a little bit of what in the trenches is going to have us deal with. Having survived your encounter with the peculiar Imperial tank, you know it is just a matter of time before the Empire sends more troops to hunt you down. With your supplies running dangerously low, you will need to take extreme measures to get off-world. Okay, so we're going to begin the encounter. And here's a little bit more we need to know, and maybe some decisions we need to make. After putting some distance between yourselves and the remains of the Imperial patrol, you settle in with your fellow troopers in one of the trenches to catch your breath. As you search the area for supplies, Talcon and Kish begin talking about their experience during the Empire's attack. And so I get to ask, one of my guys I guess, where were you during the battle? Click on it. Lieutenant Talcon stares out across the frozen battlefield, a grim look on her face. When the first walkers crossed the ridge, we were at the front line. Her gaze returns to the present, and when command called for the final evacuation, we stayed behind to cover the retreat. So they were first in, last out, kind of a deal. And then I asked, did the rest of your unit make it out? Let's see what the answer is. Talcon goes silent, and Corporal Kish responds, "We are all that is left of our unit. When the shield generator blew, we held our ground as long as we could, but the battle quickly descended into chaos." He adjusts the sights on his A280 blaster rifle. "How about your unit?" So now I finally have a choice. I can just remain silent and pretty much not say anything, or I can tell her about your commander's sacrifice. I mean, I don't mind sharing. They just shared a bunch of stuff with us, so let's reciprocate, right? So let's tell her. Kish nods in understanding. "I didn't know your commander personally, but he sounds like he was a good man." Talcon stands to address the group. "We won't let his sacrifice be in vain. We can honor his memory by getting the information about this new tank back to Rebel High Command." So, of course, I want to know what's the plan, right? That'd be great. First, we find a ship. I'm sure there's a ship somewhere nearby, right? She pulls out a data pad. Then, without coordinates to a rendezvous point, we are going to need to find safe haven while we attempt to make contact with the Alliance. She brings up a sector map and points to a planet. "We head here, Ison. I have an old friend there." And then I can ask, anywhere's better than there? Then anywhere's better than here, or I can say, how well do you trust this friend? I don't want to be mean to her, but yeah, friend? Let's ask her. "How well do you trust this friend?" "With my life. We can get a hot meal while we figure out how to get back to the Alliance." Kish cuts her off with a quick hand motion as the pulsing whir of an approaching droid carries through the cold air. You scramble to find cover. And here's our first test, even before we even have a map out. We're already testing things. Each hero tests, whatever that is, input the total search. Okay, so how do we do tests? In case you did not watch the last video, let's go and explain how tests are done. So we're looking for the eye. Every character sheet is going to tell us how good they are at the 3 different attribute tests. So for example, Fen. Here's Fen's character sheet. If you look at the bottom, we find the eye. So he rolls a blue and a green die, and we're just going to look at the surges. However many surges we get, that's what we're going to input into the app. And we get 1 surge, so we're going to input 1 in here. Okay, and now for Shyla. Here's Shyla, and if you look at her, she rolls 2 green instead of a blue and a green. And with that, she got 2 surges, so a little bit better than Fen. So the total of both characters was 3. Now we confirm, see what happens. A floating probe droid approaches the crashed snowspeeder you found cover in. It pauses for several heartbeats, scanning the surrounding area. Unable to see you among the debris, it moves on. As you come out of your hiding spot, you discover a med pack in the speeder's cockpit. You gain 1 med pack for your next mission. Great, because in this particular game, we do not. The only way to recover HP, aside from my hazard suit that lets me recover some, is by using those med packs or items that we can pick up. In the regular Star Wars Imperial Assault, when you rest, you can recover strain, which is this blue token, up to your endurance. And then if you, let's say your endurance is 4, but you only have 3 strain, since you can recover up to 4 strain, but you only have 3, the extra one that you don't get to recover, you recover it as health. So you can actually recover 1 health. So by resting, you can actually recover some health. But in this game, we don't get to do that anymore. So med packs are really valuable. So continue. Corporal Kish looks back toward the base. We need to get our hands on a ship ASAP. And walking in the front door is not really an option, Lieutenant. Talcon nods in agreement, then offers a solution. We can get in through the tunnels. And then I ask, tunnels? Kish turns pale. You mean the tunnels that we sealed off because they were infested with carnivorous snow beasts? No way! I'll take my chances with the Imperials before I go back down there. Alright, snow beasts? Can we be facing wampas this mission? I bet you we are. Wait, snow beasts? Oh wait, that's exactly what I said. Cool. Alright, let's see. Talcon waves the question away. Listen, we can't stay here. We're running dangerously low on rations, and the longer we stay out in this cold, the worse chance we have of getting off this rock. A head-on assault on the base is suicide. Snow beasts or no, the tunnels are our best bet. So then I just agree. Let's get moving then. So wampas, here we come. And I guess our only choice again is Hoth. So we're going to click on it. This icy outer rim planet was the site of the decisive Imperial assault on the Alliance Echo Bay. We know that, especially if you watch the movies. Alright, so now our briefing, no longer the same one, we have Escape from Hoth. And there's pictures of wampas there. How convenient. Your only chance at leaving Hoth's frozen wastes is to find a ship in the now Imperial-controlled Echo Base. Hopefully the frightening reports from troopers who scouted the maze of icy tunnels that run beneath the base were all exaggerated. Okay, so there's no ally available and we can just begin the mission. Let's go. The rebellion's maps of Hoth's surface were woefully incomplete. You reached the small cave beneath Echo Base, tired, cold, and hungry. Huddled under the wreckage of a T-47 airspeeder, you try to enjoy some of your dwindling rations. Suddenly, you hear the unfortunately familiar sound of Imperial blaster fire. Unwilling to risk a prolonged fight under the open skies, you rush into the cave. So into the cave we go. And here are our first tiles in the game. The icy cave offers welcome protection from the biting winds. And now we have to find tiles 1, 9, 19, and 20 and place them as shown here. Let's go do that. Okay, and there we are. There's the airspeeder that they talked about. The map is not too big yet, so I can keep it right here and keep everything kind of together. Let's continue. A squad of snowtroopers, seemingly unbothered by the freezing temperature, catches up with you first. And we're going to deploy stormtroopers, regular stormtroopers. So the way it works, there are, of course, 2 ways to deploy the enemies. In this case, they tell us exactly where they need to be placed. In some cases, they'll show us one spot on the map, and then we just deploy them there and adjacent to that spot. But for these ones, we know exactly. So I have to find the 3 figures, obviously, and also the card that tells me what dice they roll when they attack and all of that. So let's do that. Okay, so I have the snowtroopers are all set up and as indicated in the app, and I have their cards. So let's go ahead and hit continue. Any other baddies? Other Imperial forces arrive moments later. Okay, moments later meaning now? Yes, meaning now. Deploy an E-Web Engineer regular. Okay, and that's, like I said, the other way that we can get just one spot, and then if there's more than one unit, we would place the other unit adjacent to that spot. But I think the EB Web Engineer, which is deadly, he's big and deadly, and there's only one of them. So let's find his card, let's find him. Here's his card. I just wanted to quickly show you the way you know how many units are deployed when you deploy this card is here, depending on how many stripes are on the card. This one only has one, but if you look at the snowtroopers, there are 3 stripes on the snowtroopers because there are 3 figures that come out when you deploy a unit, and they're all going to be controlled together by the app. And when I say together, I mean that when the snowtroopers activate, all 3 activate back to back. Don't get a break in between so that we can activate ourselves. All right, let's see if there's any other baddies coming. Apparently there are. Okay, so we need a probe droid, and we need to assign it a color because there might be more probe droids coming out later. So let's find one. All right, and I will put him here. He has a kind of, none of those color base, but if I had to pick, it would be probably closer to that color. So I'm going to let him be the gray one. If I run into problems and I need to really differentiate them, the game comes with stickers that you can put on the bases to kind of tell which ones are which. Also, there's only one probe droid in that unit, so we should be okay for now. All right, you take combat positions near a group of frozen stalagmites. Deploy the rebels and the Echo-based troopers regular as allies. All right, great. So we can place our rebels and our troopers anywhere here on the green spaces. I will also let you know that the red borders mean impassable terrain, so we cannot either stand there, move through there, or trace line of sight through any of that. And then this blue line means difficult terrain, which takes one more movement point to go in there. But you can trace line of sight through it though. All right, so let's find our 2 friends are here, and we also need to find the Echo-based troopers and their card. Okay, I've got the big party all set up, all here, ready to play. Let's see if there's anything else we need to do. One more. Out of breath, an Imperial officer stumbles through the snow last. Forward, men, blast these rebels. Deploy an Imperial officer regular and assign it a color. So one more card and one more figure to, or maybe it's not even the last one, but let's move on. Let's find an Imperial officer. Here he is, pointing fingers, already getting into trouble. Now his base is, I would say it's either gray or black. We'll say it's black. Hopefully we won't need to worry about that too much. All right, you can outrun most Imperials, but those snowtroopers look better adapted to the icy caves than you. So our objective is to defeat all Imperial figures. I don't know why they tell me to outrun them and then they tell me to kill them. Is it kill them or is it outrun them? Well, it looks like we have to kill them, so continue. Okay, we are on round 1. So now that we're on round 1, the Imperials are going to go, we're going to take turns. First, the rebels, I deploy a unit, and then the Imperials are going to deploy one of their units. We have more units than them, kind of. We get to activate 5 times. They only have 4 groups to activate. You understand that a little bit better when we start playing. Also, you'll notice that there are 2 circles for each of our heroes. That's because when you're playing a 2-player game, you get 2 activations instead of 1. If I was playing with more players, let's say 4 players, everybody would only get 1 activation. I think if you were playing with 3 players, then it's random which hero gets a second activation, or maybe you could pick. But one hero would get 2 activations, the other one would get, what is it? One hero gets math. But the thing is, you get extra activations with less heroes. And also, if you notice there's a +10 next to a portrait, that's because we also start with 10 extra health. And that's just to denote if there were more heroes, pretty much if you look at our health, we start with 12 health. So it's like having more heroes to kind of level, keep the game fair for the rebels. Because if not, we will lose right away with all these Imperials here on the board. But enough talking, let's get to doing. Who wants to go first? I placed Shyla there because she is a melee attacker, so I kind of wanted her to be next to something that she could attack, and hopefully even more than one thing. Let's take a look at the EB engineer. So if I take a look at him, I see that they take 5 to kill. And they also have an ability where they can recover health. So I kind of want to get this guy done with. He's also very, very dangerous. Look at all the dice that he rolls when he gets to attack. So I think we're going to go after him first. Since I'm already standing where I need to be, then let's see. I could use my whip, but that's to bring a figure next to me. Choose a small hostile figure within 3 spaces and a line of sight. Push that figure up to 3 spaces to a space adjacent to you. Then perform an attack with a melee weapon targeting that figure. But we don't need to do that. Here are her stats if you didn't look at them. But what I really need to show you is her vibro knife, because that's what we're going to use. It's a melee weapon. We get 2 green dice when we attack, and if we get any surges, we can use them to have the figure bleed, add 1 damage, or even a pierce 2. So let's go. I should also mention that her ability that she got, All Out Attack, exhausts this card while attacking with a melee weapon to apply +1 damage and -1 surge to the attack results. So I'm thinking that All Out Attack would be really great if I I don't roll any surges, so there's nothing for me to lose as far as surges. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, we're attacking the EB engineer with our 2 green dice. Let's see what we get. Oh, he also needs to roll defense, and his defense is a black die, so let me find that. Alright, so he, well, first of all, the numbers are for range attack. She's a melee attacker, so we don't need to look at those. Then these little symbols are our hits. So we inflicted 4 hits, but he prevented 2 of those. So we're only really applying 2 hits to him out of the 5 that he needs. And you're supposed to put him next to the figure, but everything is so close in this one. I'm just going to stick it underneath him, and we'll make him even so he stands. And we're going to do it again because we can attack twice. Imperials cannot attack twice, but Rebels can. I need to do 3 damage to get rid of this guy. And I do, how many? Let's see, I do have, like I said, I don't look at the numbers. He evaded 1, or dodged 1, but I do the 3 damage, so I actually got to knock him out. I can also use my all-out attack. Like if I would have rolled that, for example, I could have used my all-out attack to inflict 1 more damage and lose a surge. I didn't get any surges, so I wouldn't be losing anything. But I didn't even need to. He rolled poorly this time, so 1 guy is out. I'm glad, because this guy is a tank. And we need to tell the app that we defeated that group. So because he was the only one in that group, so we look for his portrait. He's right here, and it says defeat the EB Web Engineer regular. Yes. And we get a little bit of fame for that, because obviously, you know, everybody across the galaxy heard that we killed 1 EB Web Engineering in the first turn of the game by, of course, using our 2 actions. Also, it's important for the app to know, because now that I'm finished, I did my 2 actions that I can do during a turn. The Empire is going to go, and they can't activate the EB Engineer anymore because, well, he's past done. But let's indicate that we're done by clicking on our portrait and saying End Shiloh Barad's activation. Alright, and the first ones up to bat are the snowtroopers. So we pretty much go down the list of things, and we continue to read and see what can be done. First of all, the bonus. When the first figure in this group attacks, add 1 green die to the attack pool. I'm going to keep that green die over here to remember that. Alright, let's see their activation. Environmental recovery gear. This figure recovers 1 health. Now, nobody's been hurt yet, so we don't need to worry about that this turn. Alright, now, you'll notice that the next possible thing that we need to read has a star and an arrow on it. When you see a star, that means an attack action. And Imperials can only have 1 star or 1 attack action per turn. Of course, in this case, there's no more stars as you look down on the other possible actions, but it's important to remember that you see another star action and he's already performed or she's already performing a star action, just skip it. So moving down, not moving down, moving to the attack action, move 4 to attack the healthy rebel that has suffered the least damage. And nobody has suffered any damage, everybody's healthy. I guess if we had to choose, the healthiest would be Finn and Shyla because they got 12 health as opposed to our echo-based troopers, which have 5 health. By the way, I know these guys don't look like those guys. I do not have the figures for those guys. There are some tokens that I could use, but they're flat and boring, so we're just using these regular troopers in their place. It's the same thing, it's just they're gonna look cooler. Okay, moving on. So I have a choice, because of course there's no one else to make the choice but me, so I can choose, first of all, which stormtrooper is going to do this thing, move forward to attack, and which rebel to attack. Now, like I mentioned, Shyla is a melee and usually takes more damage, so I think we're gonna go with attacking this guy. Now, here's something else that I kind of have to decide. Do I move this guy up so that somebody, probably Fenn, can attack all 3? I probably will not get to to kill all 3. It's probably going to be really hard. So maybe I should just let it be. We also have a probe droid to defeat, who takes 5 health. Snow troopers, 4 health. So I think I'm just going to do it with this one. And say that he's the one that's activating first, rolling that extra green die, and he's going to move forward to attack Fenn, but Fenn's right there, so he doesn't need to move. So what does he roll? Well, we know he's rolling an extra green, and then he rolls a blue and a green. By the way, all of this, it's going to be taken care of by the app most of the time. You don't need to really worry about it. And also, whenever an ability set uses the word may or gives a choice to the Imperial player, we don't really mess with those because there's no Imperial player to make decisions for these guys. Finn has a black defense, but also he has take cover. He needs to strain himself to exhaust this card when an attack targeting you is declared, add one white die to your defense pool. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a strain. I can have up to 4. I'm going to exhaust the take cover card, which will be refreshed at the beginning of my turn, and I haven't taken a turn yet, so it works. And here's everything. This is the attacker's dice pool. He rolls an extra green because of the bonus, and then I usually roll a black, but I can add a white. And the white is the best defense die in the game because it has this symbol, which if I get to roll it, the attack completely misses. And I actually did roll it, didn't I? Oof, that was great. Okay, so he would have inflicted, I would have defended, let's say, this damage with my dodge, but then he would have had 2 more damage, 3 more damage, 2 surges, but because I use my white, I actually just ignore everything. So he's gone, and because he's finished, let me just lay him down so I know, so I don't lose track of who's gone and who hasn't. Alright, so actually, he did one thing with a star. He can get 2 actions just like me, so he will do the next thing. Move 2 to reposition 3. So he wants to be 3 away from me, so he's going to move 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. He is 3 away from me. Now he's finished. Okay. And that's just one guy. I forgot that we have to do all of them. So we're going to go with this guy. And he is going to do pretty much the same thing. He's not the first one, so he's not rolling the green. And I'm not rolling the white anymore because my card is being exhausted. So pretty much this is the attack pool that we have. He's going to move forward to attack the healthy rebels. So now I have a choice. I can go to Fenn or I can actually go to Shyla. We'll do one more Fenn, I think. So 1, 2, here he is. And now he's going to roll. But look at that, I blocked everything except for the search, because I do block damage, but the search I don't block. So we go to the app and it'll tell us what's their search priority right here on this gray button. And their first priority is +2 accuracy, but they already have the accuracy because they're right next to us. So they don't need that. So then the next thing they'll do is appears 1, and that they can do. But even if they pierce through one of our armor, we still have 2 more armor to go. So that doesn't do anything. So then they'll weaken us because they want to be able to do something to us. So we're going to get a weakened condition. And for heroes, when you get a weakened condition, you take the card, you put it next to them. And here is the card is going to affect us while attacking. Apply -1 surge to the attack, and while defending, apply -1. And this symbol is a symbol that cancels surges to the defense resource. And then we discard this at the end of our activation. We haven't activated yet, so we cannot take that because it's still not our turn. And then this guy is going to move 2 to reposition 3. So coward, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. He's 3 away. And one more guy. I mean, Fen hasn't suffered any damage, so I think because of that, we might as well just continue to hit him. So this guy's going to do the same thing. Move 4 to attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there again. Then he's going to roll. And this time I didn't do that great. I blocked 1, but I'm taking 2 damage. First 2 damage of the game goes to Fen. Okay. And then he's going to move to reposition. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. He's 3 away. So all these guys went. So now they're forming a nice line over here. And then we tell the app that we're finished. And now we get to go. So like I said, Shyla can go again because actually Shyla can't go again until Fen goes. But I can have Fen go or I can have the rebels. And I'm trying to keep the rebels back a bit. Not because they're cowards, but because I know in the last mission, it was important for them to stay alive. The app asked us how many of them had died, so I'm trying to keep them alive. But I do want them to help. But I think we need to, I don't know, here's the thing. We know the Stormtroopers already activated. They're not going to activate again. So because of that, we have the Imperial, which we can't reach because the Stormtroopers are on the way. And he's really far. And we have the probe droid. Let's go for the probe droid. What do you guys think? Should Fen do it? I think we're going to send Fen after the probe droid for 2 reasons. First of all, I want to keep the rebels, because there's 2 of them, so when something comes closer, we might have them shoot at whatever comes closer. Also, if I activate him, I can unflip or untap my take cover, and I can use it again. So let's get his beginning of the turn done with by untapping. Remember, we are weakened. From here, we can draw line of sight to the probe droid. The way you do that is you pick one corner of your space and you draw 2 uninterrupted lines to 2 different corners of your target space. So, for example, from here, I can go straight down and see that corner. And from my same corner, I can go uninterrupted to another corner on the target space. So I've chosen my space. Let me show you his rifle. He's going to roll blue and green, and surges give him +1 damage or +1 range, or accuracy is called here. The probe droid defends with black, so pretty much same dice I've been using. Okay, look at that. So the probe droid evaded one of my surges, but I didn't roll any surges. So we're inflicting 4 damage on this guy, which is not enough to kill him though. And again, we're supposed to put it next to the figure. There's only one probe droid. Okay, fine, we'll do it. We'll put it right here next to the figure. And we can attack again, or we can rest and heal our strain. I don't think we need to do that yet. I also wish we weren't together because Fen is a lone wolf. And at the end of his activation, if there are no friendly figures adjacent to you, recover 1 strain. But he is next to a rebel trooper. And remember, we would lose a surge because we are weakened. Okay, so this time they did better. We have the range, because we are 3 away and we got 4 range. We did 2 hits, and we only need 1 more hit to actually get rid of this probe droid because he's at 4 out of 5 health. So, buy probe droid card, and we also tell the app. So because of that, we know that the next figure to activate is going to be the Imperial officer, which usually commands other troops to do stuff. They don't like to fight themselves. But let's tell the app that Fen is finished. And there he is, Imperial Officer, the black one, the only one we have. Before this activation as his bonus, the highest cost Imperial figure that isn't already focused becomes focused. And to determine the cost, we look at the top of the cards. Well, this is not Imperial. So the highest costing one is the Snow Trooper. So one of them is going to become focused, and it's up to us which one of the three. We'll just give it to this guy because he's on the edge, and we can mark it. And you see that they match, our focus token matches with that. All right, order. Activation, let's do order first. And that's not an attack. That's just a regular action. So it is order. Another Imperial figure with a figure cost of 3 or less attacks. The healthy whatever. The problem is that there are no Imperial figures that cost 3 or less. So the one we have right here costs 7. And just so you know, that's their deployment cost. That's their redeployment cost. So like a spawning, like replenishing more troops, which I don't believe we use in this game. So we can't do that because there's no other Imperial figure that costs 3 or less. So we're going to move on to the next action that he can do, which is move 3 to attack an Echo-based trooper. Now, figures can move through other friendly figures at no additional movement point. But if he was to move through a hostile figure, so a rebel figure, he needs to use 1 extra movement point to do so. So he can move 1, 2, 3, and from here he cannot see this rebel trooper because of this guy, because he cannot see through a friendly figure. So I don't think he can do that either. So then we move on to the next one. Move 2 to reposition 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's already 5 away. And I don't think he's going to do anything. So we're going to finish. And cover. If not within 3 spaces of a rebel, recover 2 health. But he hasn't taken any health. So there's that. Alright, now what was our plan? Now we can either activate Shyla or Fen again. Because you see that they each took 1 activation, so they can go again. Or we can have the Rebel Troopers go. Kind of want to, again, have the Rebel Troopers be safe as much as possible. Fen's taking some damage, though. Let's see. Let's have Fen go first and see how many of these guys he can tweak. Now, there's a guy here that is focused, and that's going to help him with his attack. Can I kill him now? Thing is, I can't see him. So let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3 attack the guy right in front of me. And we'll try then to attack. If we get to kill him, we'll try to attack another guy. So again, Fen rolls blue and green. The attacker is blue and green, and then the troopers defend with black. Okay, well, I got the range because I have 4 range. I have 2 incoming hits, but they managed to block 1. So I have 1 incoming hit, and I also have a surge, which I can use to either add 1 attack or 1 range, which I don't need. So I'm going to go ahead and use it for the extra hit. So I'm still inflicting 2 hits. Let's do that. That in mind, I should have done something different, but I'm not going to change it now. I'm going to show you now what that would have been. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. We could, well, no, let's not change it. So he takes 2 damage. Fen has a Havoc shot. If he strains himself, he can use while attacking with a ranged weapon, and this attack gains Blast 1. So he will be inflicting 1 damage to anything that's adjacent to the target that is not a friendly figure. So he's going to go ahead and strain himself again and have 2 out of the 4 strains that he can have. What happens is if he has up to 4 strains and he takes any kind of strain damage, it will turn into regular just hit damage. But because of the blast, and that's what I'm saying, that I should have probably attacked the guy in the middle, because the blast would have attacked both guys, because you attack this space and it hits anything that's adjacent to this space. That'll be that guy. Now this guy has 2 hits. I wonder if I should try hitting this for my next activation, the guy in the middle, so that I can do the blast. I wouldn't kill him because he would still have 1 more health. But we might kill the middle one if we can apply 3 hits. I'm greedy. I want to get as much damage as possible. I should have done that during my first turn, but I didn't. But let's do it now. So we're attacking the middle guy. Okay, we have the range because we got a 5 and we're only at range 3. He is evading my search, but I do get 3 hits on him, and 3 plus the 1 he had is 4, and I'm going to go ahead and strain myself again to give this guy a hit and this guy a hit. I should have done that earlier, but I didn't. Well, this guy's gone. And something else that I know is going to happen is they already read it out. Not grayed out, but they have that red background. That means they're already activated. They're done. They're not going to activate again. So it's just us for now. But Fen went, and he's finished. And see, now there's no more Imperials activating. So now I have a choice between activating Shyla or the Rebels. That's all my choices. The first thing Shyla is going to do is she's going to activate her Mandalorian Whip. If she strains and exhausts this, choose a small hostile figure within 3 spaces and line of sight. Push that figure up to 3 spaces to a space adjacent to you, and then perform an attack with a melee weapon, targeting that figure. This is a great ability, but I can only use it once per activation, so I'm going to tap it to indicate that I've used it. We can see this guy. We cannot see him, but from here we can draw a line from this corner to that spot and from this corner to that other spot, and it's uninterrupted, or even to this spot. So we clearly see him, and he is 3 away. 1, 2, 3. So we can move him and all the damage, and of course he doesn't have that much damage left. But here's my plan. 1, 2, 3. Now he's adjacent to us. If, for whatever reason, I don't get to finish him, which I doubt, but if I don't get to finish him, then the troopers can easier get to them from a closer range. But we do get to make an attack, and again, she rolls 2 green. Alright, they blocked 1. We don't need the range because she's melee. We have 2 incoming hits and also a search. We're going to use that search to inflict +1 damage. Not that we need to, but we really don't need anything else because this guy only takes 1 more hit to die. So he is out. And now we get 1 more action that we can do. And if I move, I won't be able to attack because I only get 1 more, but I feel like I need to move somewhere. I just don't know where. Our objective is just to defeat all these guys, so I feel like maybe get closer to the Imperial officer. It's kind of dangerous because, you know, they're going to be able to attack, but we go first, I believe. So, alright, so her movement is indicated down here. She has a speed of 5. It's also important to notice that we can strain ourselves 2 times during a turn to get 1 movement point, up to 2 maximum. So if we strain twice, we can move up to 2 more spaces. If we strain once, we move 1 space. But I'm not gonna strain to move because, well, actually, if I strain 2, 1, 2, I'm adjacent to this guy, and then I can attack him. So I've changed my mind. I'm going to strain. And the reason why I don't mind straining is because with 1 rest action, we can swipe our strain clean. Also, she has an ability, Respite, at the end of her activation. If we're not adjacent to any hostile figures, we recover 1 strain. Of course, now I'm going to go put myself right next to a hostile figure, but, you know, 1, 2 is all for the good of getting rid of these guys as fast as we can. Alright, we're next to him. He's also focused, which only affects him during an attack. Let's go ahead and using our strain to move does not take an action. So in theory, she's only taken 1 action. She attacked. Then she used strain to move. And now for her second action, we're attacking again. And there we go. We did. We don't need the range. Keep saying that. He blocked that 1 hit. There's 2 incoming hits. We'll take those. And then with our search, we can add one more, like I just showed you, and that will kill him. So let's do that, so that this guy that's focused is not focused anymore. Actually, not even alive anymore. And with that, we've killed all three, all three snow troopers. So we need to let the app know. Okay, and also it's the end of her turn. And remember that respite ability that I talked to you guys about? Well, we get to activate it because she's no longer adjacent to any hostile figure, so she can recover 1 strain. So nicely done, Shyla. You're down to only 2 strain. You killed 2 things. Well done. But with that, she is now done for sure. And we have snow echo base troopers to move about. Shall we get them closer to the action? I guess we shall. The troopers have a speed of 4. I don't want to put them too close because I don't know if what he wants to do next turn is going to change. But last time he wanted to attack the echo base troopers. I wanted to go for those. So I'm just going to move him a little closer. 1, 2, 3. But kind of behind that wall there. And then this guy, 1, 2. And I'm going to end their activation. There's really not much more they can do. We go to round 2. Okay, so Shyla is again 3 away, so she can pretty much do what she did last time. She can strain and exhaust to bring this guy closer. So let's do that. 1, 2, and now let's attack him. He defends with a white die, which I should remember has that complete attack misses symbol. So let's hope he doesn't roll that. But he actually rolled a blank, so that's pretty good. So he gets 2 hits out of the 3 that he needs to, well, be finished. And then we got 2 surges. So again, we're going to inflict another damage. We could also do bleed, which will kill him when he activates. But let's go ahead and just kill him now. After all, that is our objective. So let's move on. And she only did 1 action, which was this thing right here. So in theory, she could do more. Alright, the cave splits down 2 tunnels. Your commander used to say that these tunnels were impossible to map. While a rebel is in a highlighted space, select those spaces to explore that path. And our objective now is to choose a path to explore. So we can go either way. Okay, continue. Any other monsters? No, we're good. Okay. So like I said, Shyla's not finished, so I guess we can have her move and explore. Now, I'm going to explore this way only because there's a little bit of space here. I don't know that it'll be enough, but her movement is 5. It's a speed of 5, so 1, 2, 3. She'll squeeze in through those 2 guys, and she's up here. This tunnel leads somewhere. While the rebel is here, you can explore. Yes, we are here. Let's explore. Escape from Hoth. You venture farther into the cave system. Clear the map. Okay, and clear the map means we clear the map. So take everyone off. Get rid of these. Continue. Ooh, new map. You follow the winding tunnel to a cave filled with snow. Place tiles 4 and 10. Okay, let's go look for 4 and 10. Okay, and again, it's small enough that we can fit it here. I don't know if there's going to be more. Let's check. Let's hit continue. Whoa, lots of tokens. It looks as if this cavern partially caved in, raining snow and ice everywhere. Randomly place 12 neutral mission tokens face down as indicated. These are snow. Okay, so let's go find all those tokens. Okay, we have tons of snow. What else do we have? The snow is packed with the varying amount of ice, but you can't see all the way to the back. Flip snow in the indicated spaces to their colored sides. See the rules for snow at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so it looks like we're flipping all these 4. So there we go. Red. Here it's green, yellow, and red. Okay, and I'm guessing that new button is going to tell us what to do. Continue. You approach the barricaded cavern, conscious of the howls echoing through the cave system. Deploy the rebels. Okay. Deploy the rebels. What about the other two guys? They are rebels too. It doesn't say just deploy the heroes. Say deploy the rebels. Okay, let's think about this. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm not sure what I'm thinking about. Okay, so I guess I'll just put them right here next to them. I'm not. Yeah, it says rebels, but there's only 2 spaces marked. Continue. Huh. Over the field of snow, you see that this cave splits into 3 more paths. A new round has started, and our objective is to choose a way through the snow, then choose a path to explore. And I'm guessing just like before, we click on whatever of these spots. Not this one, not the corner, but either these, or these 2. Okay, continue. Monsters? Don't scare me. Nope, just a lightsaber sound somewhere. Alright, so I guess to know how to proceed through this snow-covered thing, we need to check the rules down there on that nice colored circle over there. Neutral mission tokens are snow. Snow is blocking terrain. Blocking terrain, we cannot walk through it, and we cannot trace line of sight through it. So it's pretty much blocking terrain. It blocks everything. A rebel adjacent to snow can interact by using an action, that's what the arrow means, to test fist, which I don't know what that is, probably strength. Place strength tokens equal to the surge on that snow. Then if the last snow has strength tokens equal to or greater than its color below, select it in the app to clear it. So apparently blue is the easiest. We don't got any blue. Green is next with only 1 strength token needed, then yellow, and then worse is red, which of course we got 2 of. Any number of times during this test, the rebel may suffer 1 strength to reroll 1 die. Good to know. Okay, and we'll take that. Should we keep that in there? Yeah, we can do it like this so we can see both. Alright, so we're going to test strength. Fen is rolling blue and green on strength. Shyla is a little bit better. She rolls 2 blue and 1 green. Shyla was, well, this all happened because Shyla moved. So I guess Shyla is finished. So let's end her activation. So that means that we have either the troopers or Fen. Now the troopers, they don't have abilities to, so like they don't have fist. And what happens is if the allies, which are the troopers are our allies, if they're an elite ally, they get 1 success immediately. If they're not elite, which our troopers are not elite, then they fail. They fail the test. So these guys are useless right now. They're just gonna stay there and do nothing. So it means that Fen's gotta open our way through the snow. Now, yellow or green, because I know red is the hardest, so I think yellow is easier. It's still pretty much the same. So let's go for the yellow. So we need to use an action to test, and he tests with green and blue. Let's see if he can get, how many surges for yellow? 2 surges. Ouch, it's not likely, but let's try. He got none. Okay, and he can strain himself to re-roll, so let's do it. Any number of times during this test, the rebel may suffer 1 to reroll 1 die. Sure, we'll reroll. Which one has more surges? That one has 1, 2 sides with surges, and this one has 1, 2, 3 sides with surges. So we'll reroll the green. We got 1 surge. Okay, so we put a strain token here on the yellow, meaning that we're making progress. Now, Finn can do it again, but he's fully strained now. So I think for my second action, I'm going to have him rest and remove... Oh, by the way, he's not weakened anymore. Or maybe he's not weakened. No, yeah, he wasn't weakened anymore. So he goes ahead and gets rid of all his strain. Also, his lone wolf, if he's not near any friendly figures, he could recover a strength, but he is definitely near friendly figures. So he's finished. Let's go ahead and do that. And now we have either he can go again or she can go again. Let's have her go again because I want to untap this. And she's also a little bit better. So let's try and finish that yellow snow. So, and she can strain herself once, but in the meantime she's rolling a green and then 2 blues. Or maybe I should have him go first. Let's just get her going. Okay. So there's 1 surge. Okay, well that's enough. That's 2 surges. So let's put the strain here, and then let's tell the app that we finished that one. Let's see, it's this one. We cleared it. Snow is piled through the cave. When this snow has enough strain tokens, see the snow rules we did, select clear snow. Okay, yes, we would like to clear the snow. Something buzzes beneath the snow. Oh no. Okay. Discard the snow token. Flip any snow in the indicated spaces to their colored sides. Okay, so we get to see what's ahead. Just this one? Looks like it's just this one. What color is it? Ooh, another red. Our favorite color. So now Shyla can try over there, but of course she'd have to move. She can strain herself to do that. I think we will, although that means she won't be able to re-roll whatever she rolled. But we'll use 1 strain to move her once, and then we'll try this red one, which I think is the hardest one. But she got 2 surges, so 2 out of the 3 that we need. We're moving along. Now she's all finished. And remember, at the end of her activation, if she is not adjacent to a hostile figure, she gets to recover 1 strain. So she's finished. The bitter cold is ever present. Keep moving to stay warm. Okay, yeah, we know it's cold. All right, so Fen is going to have to do the work. So again, I'm going to have him strain once to move forward, and then yeah, I don't want to have 2 actions available. So roll. He gets 1 more, which is what we need. So he did it. So which one is it? That is this one. Yes, clear the snow. Oh no. Nice. A trapped probe droid shakes the last snow from itself. Its frosted sensors take a moment to scan the room, then it raises its weapons, unsure whether you or the Wampas pose a larger threat. What Wampas? There's no Wampas yet. Okay, so we deployed a probe. By the way, we should have cleared these. Alright, so I got my probe droid. It is elite, which uses this red border card. Let's continue. Where's the Wampa at? Flip any snow in the indicated spaces to their colored sides. What happened with this snow? Are we supposed to get rid of it? Why is it not on the map? There's a blue. Blue is easy. And there's a yellow. I'm not sure what happened with this. I don't see it on the map anymore. Okay, continue. Are they're back? No, they're not back. Okay, I guess we'll take these off. They're not there anymore. Thank you for clearing that. Maybe when he came up, he cleared some snow and he pushed up from the ground. You prepare for battle. A new round has started, and our objective is to defeat the probe droid. Okay, fine. Continue. Okay. So at least we get everybody replenished. Now, here's the thing. Now the Echo-based troopers have something to do, because these guys need to remove snow. Although this is a 0, I believe. Let's check blue. Yeah, blue is 0, so we can just clear by taking an action. But why not have the Echo-based troopers, this one at least can see that guy, start shooting. So let's do that. Let's use the Echo-based troopers for the first time ever. Okay, so they have surge abilities, and then they have this cool frontline ability. While attacking, if your target is within 3 spaces of you, you may replace 1 blue die in your attack pool with 1 red die. And then efficient travel, you ignore additional movement point costs for difficult terrain and hostile figures. But we don't need that right now. They're rolling blue and green, but if they're 3 away from their 3 spaces away from a hostile figure, then they can replace blue with red. So they're rolling red and blue, Christmas color. No, red and green, Christmas colors. And I'm gonna have this guy go first. All right, so the rebel trooper. He got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, but one was blocked. So 3 hits and a surge. Let's give him the 3 hits first. He has 7 health though. What in the world? Okay, put it here. And then as far as his surge, he can use it for +1 damage. I guess we will. And then they're gonna do it, he's gonna do it again. And again, they blocked 1. I don't have the range though, because I am 1, 2 away and I only got 1 range. But I can get +2 accuracy with my search, which means I won't be able to use it for damage, but at least I'll be able to hit. So 3 damage. I think this guy already has 4. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, that's all that it needs to be defeated. So good job, Echo Base Trooper. This guy's eliminated, which was at our objective, so something must happen. You return to attention to the caves. Alright, so nothing happened. We're just back to pushing snow. Alright, but that's okay, because we are close by. So this guy can move. I'm guessing we're going to clear that and move in through here and then explore whichever way. So 1, 2, 3. I don't want to stand here because I don't want to be in the way of whoever's removing the snow. So they're done. Minor peril. The deathly cold bites at you. Each hero suffers 1 damage for each of his or her activation portraits. So that's 2 damage each because they both have 2 activation portraits. And there's nothing we can do about that. So there you guys go. Okay, continue. Moving on. Do we have Fen or do we have Shyla? Shyla, well, it's a 0 cost 1, so. But Shyla's melee, so I'm going to have her do it. So she's going to move 1, and then she's going to remove this blue one. You uncover frozen wampa droppings. That can be good. At least it's not a wampa. Okay. Get rid of that. Discard this snow. Flip any snow in the indicated spaces. Oh, there's that other snow. But see, the snow's no longer there. You got me confused. So maybe we cheated. This one was already flipped. So continue. Well, I can't go back because I don't remember what color it was. She moved 1. Her speed is 5, so she has 4 more movement points. 1, 2. We can come here and explore this. 3, 4, 5, or we can go up. Say let's go up, just for fun. Also, because I might make some space and have a map here. So she's standing there, and we're gonna explore. That's the end of her activation because she did an action to do that, and she did an action to move. Halfway down the tunnel, it turns to glare ice. You lose your footing and slide backwards. Ouch. Each hero suffers 1 damage for each of his or her activation portraits. Okay, more damage. So he has 4, so he's going to go up to 6 damage. And she's at 4 damage. We continue. Retracing your own prints in the snow, you reach a familiar cavern. Yeah, the one where we were just at. Deploy the rebels. Okay, so we pretty much start back where we were at. Okay, so no up. Understood. A path has been forcefully plowed through the snow. Discard all the snow. Okay, so we don't even have to plow anymore. That's good. Continue. Oh, well, look who's coming to greet us. A gigantic shaggy beast stops dredging the snow when it catches your scent. Deploy a wampa, and not just any wampa, an elite wampa. This guy has 12 health. It looks pretty massive. Anything else that comes with it? Oh, look, another one. And real close to us too. A second monster paws at something on the cave floor. Deploy a regular wampa. Well, how nice of you to join. Okay, is there anything else that wants to join the party? You prepare for battle. A new round has started. Defeat the wampas.